Hello BookTube, I'm Danielle, this is Next Page Adventure. Today I'm going to talk about the series that I am either in the middle of or a series that I'm really excited to read in the next year or so. They're all on the top of my priority list basically. So most of them though I'm either in the middle of or I started a long time ago and really need to catch up. So let me just get into it. I'm gonna order these from the ones I'm most excited for down to number 1, where it's probably my top priority. Number 10 would be the Conqueror Saga by Kristen White, which is And I Darken, Now I Rise, and Bright We Burn. So I've already read And I Darken. I have Now I Rise. I've been meaning to read it forever. Finally gonna get to it soon. Not 100% before these other books, but I'll probably start Now I Rise by the end of the year. I've put it on my TBR a few times and it doesn't end up working out, but I did like the first book. It's basically a Vlad the Impaler retelling as if Vlad was a girl, and it follows her through her childhood, through mid-teens, late teens. Yeah, I think it's late teens. I think she's like 17 or 18 when it ends, and then she also has a brother, Radu, so you go back and forth between their two perspectives, and it's actually pretty good, so I recommend those series. So Lada is kind of a morally gray character, and Radu's kind of the opposite. It's pretty good, and I don't want to give too much away, but they're pretty addicting considering they don't have a lot of fantasy elements, which is normally what I like. So yeah, that's number 10. Number 9 is the Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. So the Fallen Kingdom series, people say it's like a Game of Thrones for adults. It's 3 kingdoms that are kind of at war, not really. It's just, you follow different perspectives from the leaders or their children from each different one of these countries. And it's super YA, so there are a lot of romancy kind of subplots. And I read the first 3 books, and the romance was getting kind of annoying because it's like the author started out going one way and then decided, nope, I don't want these characters together. So it ended up being a little weird because one of the characters' perspectives, it seems like every guy that talks to her wants her. So it was one of those kind of annoying situations. So I've been putting it off, but I still really like the writing, and it's quick, easy, kind of an addictive little series. There's 3 more books in the series, so I heard the 4th one's pretty good, so I'll base my opinion. Like, if I don't like the 4th book, I might not finish them, because I loved the first book. The second and third were okay, but they weren't amazing, and that's when the kind of love squares or whatever you want to call it start. So, alright. Next is the Kate Daniels series by Alana Andrews. So Alana Andrews is a husband and wife duo who writes pretty much urban fantasy or urban fantasy romance. They're really good at like slow burn romance with, like, I'm not really a huge romance fan, but with them, they write a lot of action. They have pretty unique ideas, in my opinion. And that series is like, so magic comes up and technology no longer works. So when the tech is up, you can use your phones, your cars, whatever, but when the magic's up, you cannot. So, and also when magic is up, it kind of eats away at things. So like, it's already eating away at they describe it a lot as eating away at the skyscrapers and stuff like that. And they use a lot of mythology, but twist it in a way where you feel like you've never really read something like that before. There's things you've seen before, like shifters and fun things like that, but they're really addicting. They're just fast-paced, always something new happening. But I'm on book 5. I think there's like 10, so that's one of those series I've been reading for a while, but there's just so many books that it gets kind of intimidating after a while. There's a few of those on here on this list. So the next one is The Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson, which is starts with so I've already read the first half of the first book, maybe not even that much, but so far it starts out where starts off with a ceremony where the princess is about to be married off to a prince of another nation, and it's an arranged marriage, and she's not happy with it, so she decides to run away and start her own life, but things don't really work out the way she wants them to. So I don't really know where it's going. I know that there's an assassin after her, and the prince that she was supposed to marry is also coming after her. So they find her. I don't really know what happens after that. I'm not very far into the book, so I know that I enjoy it so far, though. So the writing is good. Yeah. All right. The next book is number 6. Is everything by Robin Hobb, basically. So I finished the entire Farseer trilogy in May, I think, and that's just the beginning of her Elderlings universe series. So there are several series in this world, where the next one I'm reading is the Life Ship Traders, I believe it's called. It starts with the Ship of Magic, and then there's about probably 10 to 13 more books in that series, and they're all little series in the same world. Some of them follow the same characters that were in the Farseer universe, like in Assassin's Apprentice, and then those 3 books. Some of them follow other characters, so yeah. I really love that series, and I'm looking forward to more in that world. I love it when authors make multiple book series in one world. It just makes me happy. Number 5 is Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. So I read Illuminae in the beginning of the year. It's basically like kind of a space chase. I don't know how to explain it. They're being chased through space for a while in the book, and there's also this whole crazy AI, and then there's this outbreak of some virus with basically makes people crazy. I don't want to give all that much away, but I feel like I already have. But it's also told in different formats. So the book is told through, texting, emails, video surveillance, interview style things. It's pretty fun. I read the first book in like 2 days, so I'm looking forward to the next one, which is Gemina and then Obsidio, I believe. Number 4 on my list is the Iron Druid Chronicles by Kevin Hearn, which I read the first 4 of these books when they were first being released, so it was a long time ago, like 5 years ago plus, but I love them. They're so funny. I don't think I've laughed more when I've read than any other book. So you're following the last druid ever. He's like 1,000 years old. Druid guy. He owns like a kind of a weird, obscure bookstore, and he has this dog. It's a Irish wolfhound that talks to him in his head. So I think he's the only one that can talk to him, if I'm not mistaken. But he might be able to talk to other people. Somehow through magic, he made this dog really freaking smart. So the dog can talk to him. The dog is obsessed with bacon and sausage, and it's just funny. Like their dialogue is the best. But the books are kind of like an urban fantasy, so he kind of throws everything from mythology to religious mythology into his books. Every single one of them's different. Like I know one of them deals with like Norse mythology, and the other one's completely different. But they're great. They're action-packed, fun. I love druids. Anything druids, I'll read. So yeah. Number 3 is his Dark Materials series. So I read The Golden Compass a long time ago. I was probably a teenager, so 10 plus years ago. And then I started The Subtle Knife, which I thought I had finished it for the longest time, but now that I'm kind of going back and thinking about it, I don't think I ever finished the book. And I noticed that I actually really liked The Golden Compass, and then I liked the movie as well. I didn't love it as much as the book, but I know most people hated the movie. I didn't have an issue with it, but I was sad that they weren't making the second one, obviously, so I never got around to reading The Subtle Knife and then The Amber Spyglass, which are the second 2. So I heard that they're making a TV show of The Golden Compass on HBO. And if HBO stays true to their track record, it should be pretty good. So I'm excited. I want to finish those before the HBO TV show starts. So I keep getting too close to my camera. I got a new phone, and I don't really know how much it zooms up. And I like to move around when I'm filming. So yeah, so that's number 3. So number 2 on this list would be the Shadowhunters series. Like I originally read I was reading Cassandra Clare's books as they came out a long freaking time ago, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was probably 10 years ago, but it might not have been that long. So I really want to finish. I really loved the I don't even know what it's called anymore. Mortal Instruments? Yeah. I really loved the Mortal Instruments series. They were like my favorite books for a while, but it's been so long since I've read them, and then I read the first book. So I read the first 4 Mortal Instruments, and then the first book in the Infernal Devices series, which I also loved that. And then whatever reason, I quit reading them. I think it was because I got the audiobook for Clockwork Prince, and I freaking hate the narrators in that book. So I had to go back, and I don't know why I don't read them, because I have a signed book from Clockwork Prince and City of Fallen Angels, I believe. I've read City of Fallen Angels, but I really need to read those, because I know I love Cassandra Clare. I'm not sure if I'll still love her. It's been so long, but we'll see. And then number 1 on my list is the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, which is one of my all-time favorite fantasy series, even though I've only read 4 of the books. So I read 4 of the books when I was a teenager, so we're talking about almost 20 years ago. So I'm going to have to read the first 4 over again, because I remember them, but I don't remember enough. I'm at least going to read the first book. I'm probably going to listen to them on audio this year, because I know they're making a TV show on Amazon, which I've been waiting so long for a TV show for that, and then I know I got to the middle of the 5th book and I never finished it, so I'm just going to start over completely, because I know that I'll enjoy it, because I loved them so much then. But so the Wheel of Time is just basically an epic fantasy where I'm pretty sure it follows a character named Rand, but it follows so many characters. And then I know that in that book, only women can do magic without going mad, or something like that. And also, I don't know, there was just a lot to it. It's like 5 different characters you follow. Maybe, let's see, I know there's Perrin, Matt. There's a million different characters you follow, but I just loved all of them. That rarely happens for me, especially these days, where I follow so many character perspectives and I only care about 1 or 2. But with that one, I loved every character that I was following. And it just has such rich world building in there. And I don't know, I really loved The Wheel of Time. I don't really know how to explain it. I think it's funny that one of my favorite book series, I've only read not even half of the series. But I can't help it, I love those. So yeah, those are my top 10 series that I'd like to finish in the next, I don't know if I'll do it in the next year or so. I'm definitely going to start soon, so you'll be seeing those on my TBRs. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.